Good Monday morning, everyone. It's February 20th. Hopefully, everyone had a great weekend out there. So, a lot to talk about as a battle of two air masses collide this week. Very, very heavy snow across the northern plains into the Rockies. Even out towards California, low elevation snow, maybe as low as 1,000 feet in elevation in California. Um, as well. And then we have to talk about severe weather in our neck of the woods, basically from Arkansas, Louisiana, down through eastern Texas, Mississippi, yet again. Now, that has the threat has diminished a little bit because of the lack of instability coming into the area. But the rest of the ingredients are there. If the models are wrong and there's more instability that actually comes into the area midweek, we could be in trouble for another line of severe weather that comes through the area. All right, let's get to it. Actually, before we get started, if you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that like button, that thumbs up, leave a comment where you're from. And then if you haven't subscribed, it is free on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button, click the all notifications, and you will get notified every time we post content on YouTube. Every time. Unlike Facebook, we've been having issues, as you know, for almost a year now of the crazy algorithms. And you either see information or sometimes you won't see information for 2 to 3 weeks. This depends on what Facebook wants to push onto your feed. But we post a lot on our page. So if you're not seeing anything, just search Snowbird Bob on Facebook, and you'll see the newest information there as well. All right, there's a lot going on. We have winter storm watches basically from Wisconsin through Minnesota, northern Iowa, northern part of Nebraska, all of North Dakota. The winter weather advisories up far north towards the Canadian border. Winter storm warnings all the way down to Wyoming. Blizzard warnings over here towards western Wyoming or southwestern parts of Wyoming. The winter storm watches through the Rockies here, down to Arizona even, down to around the foothills and stuff around LA. And then, of course, the Sierra Nevadas are going to get plastered once again with very, very low elevation snows in California, above 1,000 feet. The snow elevation will be about 1,000 feet or so. Anything above there, above 1,000, about 4,000 feet, 1 to 2 feet is possible by the end of the week. You get above about 4,000 feet, 2 to 4 feet is possible. And then as you go up in elevation towards 6, 7, 8,000 feet, you're probably looking at 5, 6, 7 feet of snow possible out there. Now, as we get through the northern plains here, through the end of the week, we're talking probably upwards of locally 2 feet of snow across Minnesota, North Dakota or South Dakota here. Probably a good 7 to 14 possible, maybe in the far northern parts of Nebraska here. And then the mountains out here in Wyoming and Montana and the plains out here are going to get smashed as well. Like I said, locally up to 2 feet of snow is possible. The snow will make it down through the Front Range of Colorado as we get towards midweek as well. Now, the rest of the southeast is enjoying very warm air, and I'm going to show you the clash here. So I'm into late week. We got record cold here. Actually, this is midweek. Record cold coming down across the just east of the Continental Divide from the Canada through all the way down through the Front Range of Colorado. Then we have record warmth across the southeast with this major southeastern ridge. It keeps building and building into the area. So there's going to be a clash of air masses probably across the center part of the area here with more severe weather possible as we get towards midweek. All right, this is for Wednesday. Wednesday into early Thursday. We got a marginal risk basically from like Jackson, Tennessee, Memphis to Little Rock, Jonesboro, Arkansas, down to Hot Springs, Texarkana, Dallas, Shreveport, Monroe, over towards northwestern parts of Mississippi, southeastern Oklahoma as well. This risk has been downgraded because the instability is not looking all that great, and that will limit the severe weather. If we let's just hope the trends hold and we can get through this week without another severe weather episode, because it just seems like it's a repetitive thing that keeps happening across our neck of the woods down here across the south and the southeast with continuous severe weather weekly, it seems like. Now, we have this very strong southeastern ridge. As we get into early March, the southeastern ridge is going to break down, flatten, and start retrograding back to the west, and probably set up shop over the southwest. We'll bring more of a northwest flow into parts of the area, especially across the central and east. So we may be looking at a cool down. And I know there's a lot of plants, especially down here across southern Arkansas into Mississippi and Alabama, Georgia, etc. The trees are coming out already, flowers are blooming, and it seems like every time this stuff happens, the plants and stuff come out early, just sets a stage for a late killing frost and freeze across parts of the area, and that's just bad news. And that it seems like that happens a lot, almost every time, especially when we start getting late February into early March. Trees are already coming out, and flowers are coming out. It just sets the stage for a late killing freeze and frost across the area, damaging freeze and frost. So, like I said, we are still in winter. Meteorological spring actually starts March 1st, but still, even in through early spring, you can get snow and winter weather, frost and freezes, even across down towards the southeast. So be wary on planning anything, but I'm going to leave that up to you, because it's notorious. Once these plants come out early, there's always seems to be a late frost and freeze, damaging, killing late frost and freeze across parts of the area. So that's just something to keep in the back of your mind if you want to make any decisions on planting anything going forward. So, sorry, I got off a little tangent there, but back to severe weather. This will be mostly probably a straight line wind event. If the severe storms get going, so straight line winds will be the main show coming through this area here. Now, there's still a little bit of outside risk of a tornado or some large hail, but like I said, the main threat will be straight line winds. All right, let's take a look at today. Basically, Texas down to basically Gulf Coast states, 70s, possibly some 80s today and tomorrow across the area there. Just crazy, crazy warmth for this time of year coming up. And here comes this Clipper system that's going to reinforce this cold shot across the northern plains. If you have any family or friends up that way towards the Dakotas, Minnesota, over towards Wyoming, Colorado, Montana, out towards the Great Lakes, this is going to be the first of many days of snow up towards the northern plains here. This is the Clipper system coming through today. Deliver a few inches of snow. And then we go into Tuesday. Then more snow across northern parts of the plains here, back towards the Rockies, back into California. Very cold air coming down through California as well. Like I said, the snow levels are going to be very low. 1,000 feet, down to 1,000 feet in elevation in parts of California, which is almost unheard of, that being that crazy low like that. But anyways, basically Wyoming through the Great Lakes, this corridor up in here across the northern plains is going to get absolutely smashed this week with continuous rounds, probably 2 to 3 rounds of snow coming through. And then here comes the main show coming through Texas, Oklahoma, into Missouri here. This low pressure developing here. Like I said, if the models are not picking up on instability all that well, we could be in trouble. But as of right now, the instability is very low, so that's limiting some of the severe weather risk as well. So thunderstorms possible, severe weather is marginal at the moment, but some more rain and storms coming through the area as we get into midweek. And that gets out of here, and then looks like that southeastern ridge, like I said, it's really battling across Florida in Georgia and South Carolina here. So that front is not going to make it all the way over there. And then here, very heavy snow still Thursday across the northern plains. And then continuous onshore flow into California with very cold heights. Would not be surprised, especially in the valleys. You might see a snowflake or two mixed in, even in the lower elevations, between 500 to 1,000 feet above sea level. Would not be shocked on that, because that's just extremely low snow levels out there. So Northeast is starting to cool down. They're starting to get some snow up here. There's been more snow in New Mexico, through parts of northern Arkansas, into southern Illinois, southern Missouri, to Oklahoma than they had in some of the big cities in the Northeast. And in some instances, almost 300-400% more than the cities in the Northeast, which is crazy to think about. But as we go forward here, we go into later this week, starts quieting down a little bit. Like I said, it's very cold across the north here, and then this southeastern ridge is going to start flattening out a little bit and start going back west. I'm going to give you a little preview here. Now we have another storm system coming in, probably into early next week. And as you can see, there's more northwest flow across New England, and they haven't got any cold hardly at all this season. So more northwest flow over here. You see the high starting to retrograde back to the west here. We got another storm coming in across California, and then that's going to rock it up. We may have to deal with some more, depending on ingredients here. There will probably be more severe weather next Monday night into Tuesday across parts of the area here. Texas, Arkansas, eastern Oklahoma, possibly into Missouri here. And then that low wraps up and then gets out of here. And then, as you see, so this high is flattening out. So I think after this storm system comes through in late February, early March, this high is really going to start going more west, set up shop over the southwest. There's going to be more northwest flow across the central and eastern parts of the area here as we go forward. So that's going to set the stage for probably cooler weather, colder than average weather across especially central here, across probably eastern Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, maybe parts of northern parts of Louisiana, and then down through the southeast. I think we're going to get colder than average weather. Now, when it comes to winter precip, we'll just have to wait and see on that. But like I said, we got to get the cold in here first. It's just going to be real tough, because we've had, it just kills me. All these plants and stuff and trees are coming out, and we're gonna possibly, like I said, possibly set the stage for a killing frost and freeze that could possibly get down into the southeast sometime in March. So something to keep in mind as we go forward. So here's the snow this week. West is getting absolutely smashed. Then from Montana to Wyoming, east to the Great Lakes to the Northeast, especially here in South Dakota into Minnesota, we're talking 12 to 24 inches by the end of the week with 2 to 3 storm systems coming into the area. We probably get locally higher than 2 feet of snow. Looks like Minneapolis is the bullseye here for major snow. And I will zoom in here. Let's go to Minnesota here. You see some of these snowfall amounts. We got 24 to 30 inches. This is on the Euro model. So this is the bullseye as of right now, especially across Minneapolis. This would be an epic snow across that area, and it's just laying down the snowpack across the northern plains here as we go through the end of the week. Okay, let's look at possible precipitation for the area. All right, here's precipitation for the next week. This goes until next Monday. So a general 1 to 2 inches possible, basically from eastern Oklahoma, northeastern Texas through most of northern half or so Arkansas. And then as you get into Kentucky and Tennessee, 2 to 3 inches of rain is possible up that way. And then a general garden variety of like a tenth to a quarter inch of rain down here in the south over the next week. Now, like I said, all this across the north here is all going to be in form of snow. And then the west is getting absolutely clobbered again. So with snow and rain out that way. All right. So that's all for now. I will have another update. Maybe later today or tomorrow regarding this severe weather. But if you know anyone across the northern plains, like I said, they're going to get absolutely smashed, especially the bullseye right now looks to be southern parts of Minnesota, especially around the Minneapolis area, with some models painting over 2 feet of snow, as much as 30 inches of snow across southern Minnesota around Minneapolis, St. Paul area as we go through the end of the week. Those are storm totals through the end of the week. We said they're going to have to deal with three possible storms: a clipper today, one Wednesday, and another one towards the end of the week. So it's going to be a long week up there for them. A lot of snow and very windy conditions as well. The rest of us, marginal risk of severe weather on Wednesday as of right now, but if more instability gets in the area, watch out. There's going to be more likelihood of severe weather. Hopefully trends hold and the instability stays down, and we just have a hit or miss severe storm or two out there for Wednesday. But general rain and thunderstorms for now ahead of this front midweek. Like I said, general 1 to 2 inches of rain across parts of the area. All right, I'm gonna have a subscriber or supporter long range video out later today, going through March. And if you're a supporter, I will have the hurricane outlook coming up probably in about 2 to 3 weeks. So stay looking for that. Also, we do have a supporter hub now on YouTube. If you don't want to subscribe on Facebook or don't want to support on Facebook, you can support us on YouTube as well. Go to our Snowbird Bob page on YouTube. Click that join button. There's options how you can support us on there, and then I'm going to start posting once we get members over on YouTube. I will start posting in the community board over here just for the supporters on long range outlooks, and you get first dibs on seasonal outlooks, hurricane outlooks, winter outlooks. We have giveaways that's going to come up. We'll probably do a Christmas in July giveaway as well. We gave out $500 in gift cards right before Christmas to a lot of our supporters out there. So congratulations on that. But that's just something we're going to be doing going forward. So thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe this week and enjoy this weather, because March could cool down as we go forward. But like I said, if you know anybody up towards Minneapolis, down the southern parts of Minnesota, through the northern plains back to Wyoming, parts of Colorado, they're going to get absolutely just clobbered with snow this week. So if you know anybody up that way, send us some pictures on Facebook or whatever. We'd love to see them. So thank you all for watching, and enjoy your Monday.